guys, what is going on? And today we're going to be going over some top 5 overrated and very much used achievements. Now, before we get started, if you didn't know, achievements are basically things that are for starters and also more advanced racers, and basically they're meant to kind of keep you going, keep you give you a goal, something to work towards. And today I'm going to be going over some of those achievements that people tend to use more than others, and they're very overrated, they're easy to get, things like that. So this first one you might not expect, but this first one is the Excelsior V12. And this is one of the most used Nitro Type Gold cars, and it's, unless you can't purchase Nitro Type Gold, this really isn't hard to get. You just purchase it once, just once. You don't have to keep renewing it in order to keep the car. Just buy it once and you can keep this car forever. But the thing is, most people just use this as their main car, which isn't bad. I mean, it's a good car, it looks nice and everything. But I just think it's kind of overused, especially for what it is, and along with this trail, which is also used very commonly. And I have nothing against this car. Like I said, I like the car a lot, but I just think it's pretty overused. And for the next car, we have the Liberty 67 Shellback. This car is used a lot. This is one of the most used achievement cars that there is. And this one is, you have to complete 250 races, which is very easy, even if you're just starting out. So this is a great car to first earn, and don't get me wrong, this is another good car, and if you like this car, I encourage you to use it. But I also think that this is extremely overused. You'll see people with tens of thousands of races still using this car because it's nice. And yeah, there's something about it that's just really appealing, but it's also extremely overrated and overused. And those are my thoughts on that one. Now, we have another one, another car, and that is this one. 50 times in a single session. If you have some time on your hands, you can easily get this car. You could easily get this car, but this car is used a lot more than this car. This car is mostly used by starters because that's around when you can complete this. I got this within the week that I first started out with this game, and I'll admit it felt pretty good to win this car. And yes, but it's also very, very, very overused. You'll see this a lot on the track, and once again, nothing against it, but it's used so much that it's just so much to it. And now we have our next one. This one, Millionaire. This is a very commonly used title, and you only have to have $1 million in the bank. And this is not actually very hard to get when you first start out, considering you can get a lot of other achievements and get plenty of money from those. The first day I joined, I already ended up with $1.5 million, so this was a pretty easy title to get. And that, along with basically this one as well, but I would say this one's a little bit more commonly used than that one. So it's just very, 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 very much used. And the last one is this. I hate words. That. Use 100 nitros. That is not too hard. You just gotta know how to use a nitro and use it just 100 times. That's it. These achievements aren't hard. The only one that's hard for newer people would be the 50 session, and that's not even very much. So it's just all you have to do is use 100 nitros and you get this. And I'll admit it's kind of a funny title for especially for like a typing game, but it's very overused, and I don't know. I don't like have anything that I don't like about it. It's just, I mean, I'll admit I used all of these things when I first got them, which I have nothing like ashamed there. But there's just, some things that you see and you think you just see it way too much. And then there's things, like this that aren't used as much, and they're still good cars, but you don't see these as often. Like there's just some achievements you don't see on the road as much. And yeah, those are just my thoughts on this. Like you might not agree with me. You might think, oh well, then this isn't used very much. I'm just saying what I see. So let me know what you think, and I'm gonna have a part 2 saying all of the underrated achievements, one that you just don't see very much. Like some of them can be hard to get, some of them can be easy to get, but they're just, you don't see them. You never see them on the track, and that's what we're gonna go over next time. So I'll see you then.